Hello and welcome to the Charm Citizen Show. I am your host, the Charm City Maven. And today I am here with my dear friend, Shanade of Andwell Coordination. Shanade, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Happy
You
Thursday,
doing
almost Friday.
Happy Thursday, almost Friday. Friday Eve.
We got through another almost ghetto week in America.
We've gotten through a lot. 2025 is almost done.
Praise God.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you for coming on the show. I wanted to talk to you because you are the hostess with the mostest. You are the best content creator in the game that slept on now, but not for long.
They have to be like, thank you.
And she also plays a part-time comedian always.
I think that's true. I think that's a
Oh,
fact.
it's definitely true. It's definitely true. It's one of the best things about you because you know what you have? You have incredible timing. And that's what makes a good comedian. And whether you realize it or not, that is probably your calling.
Thank
So
you. Wow.
yeah.
Calling. And y'all starting deep off already in this podcast. I see what's going on. I wasn't prepared for that. Talk about my
Yeah.
calling.
I mean, well, I'll say, well, I want to give you your flowers too, because most importantly, what I'm saying is that you definitely belong in front of the camera. Tell me, how did you get your start?
In terms of content, I got my start as a creative director assistant. Actually, well, in terms of content, before I actually got into my career, I kind of always have documented my life. Even in high school, I was a girl that walked around with a digital camera. I still got pictures of us like in the middle of the day. And it's cool because I like to see the transition from so many of our lives, like to know that I still have those tangible memories from creating content. At the time, that's not what we was calling it. It was just taking pictures. I was the girl who had pictures all over the front of my binder. I even had like before we had captions and all this, girl, I even had like a quiz on the front of my binder where it would be like facts about me and it would be like taped in black and all my friends would be like on it. Like, that's just kind of how I always been. So it grew just into like a passion of always sharing. Always been, my mama always said I was a social butterfly and I always shared, but I found my ways of sharing that was a benefit outside of myself. So the first time I've done something that was really like content was when I started sharing my story about my son. He was in the hospital. He was a sickly child. I was a young mom. And that's kind of how I really started the journey.
I love that. When you say young mom, how young were you?
I had my baby a month before my 20th.
Wow. It's considered young, I guess now or like again, but a lot of people our age are having children now in their late 30s and 40s, which is it's interesting how things are starting to change. Like in our communities especially. So yeah, I guess you were a young mom. You wear it proudly though.
Yeah, I was a young mom. So documented. I didn't like share pictures of my baby when he was really little, for
Mhm.
privacy reasons and because I just wasn't ready to share that part of that he was so sick. And like I went through with the nurses that were at the hospital. Hospital. It's funny.
Mhm.
We like this. And you just build relationships through time. And like I said, I was going through a lot and I didn't share a lot of that information with anybody. And I have now known this gentleman for 13 years because he was the janitor who cleaned my son's room.
Wow.
Okay. And we are still in the same room. So like you be mindful of people that you see on your way up, coming down, whatever, because you don't know where they gonna land at and you don't know where you gonna land at. Those are the people who knew what was going on before I got to really share what was going on with my son.
So you really were sharing your journey, your early journey as a mother in that process and your hospital journey. So you actually had like a unique experience. How was it received from people who knew you, who was sharing that
People
part
who
of your
knew
life?
me, a big part of it. So some people didn't like that I shared it. Some people didn't like that I shared that part of my life. And then I think when we started to see the benefit of it, and it wasn't just like monetary, it was the fact that we were able to serve other kids in these same situations. It became
Mhm.
like, like this is a positive thing. So like he's done, my son has raised over $250,000 for organizations to help other children. He's been the face of University of Maryland. He's been on billboards, been on TV. He's been offered to do a lot of opportunities because I put him in that position to advocate not just for himself, but for others. So that's how it was received. It was received well.
A lot of times people who choose to be content creators or influencers are seen in a bad light, but like advocacy is one of the positives that comes out of sharing your story. in the digital space. So I thank you for that, and I'm sure the money that you raise, the organizations that you support because of it. Thank you for sharing your journey.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a blessing to be able to give something back to, like we can't repay God for him just allowing my son to still be alive because he's a walking miracle. We can't repay the
Mhm.
surgeons for what they did for him, but we can give time. We can, do what we can to help push the narrative that these children should be treated special and these families are in need.
Because of your journey with your son, has that made you the advocate that you are for, young boys and men? Because that's something that
Yes.
it's gotta be.
Yes, I think that I've always had a passion for helping with like underserved populations and like just wanting to dispel a lot of myths when it comes to just my people in general. And some of them aren't myths. Some of them are things that just systematically have oppressed and become systematic barriers for a lot of families. I feel like they deserve to have a voice, And then also, like in all total fairness, my brother's been arrested and incarcerated since he was 15 years old. He was sentenced to 20 years at 15 years old. And there is a crime that fits it, but there are still a lot of circumstances that took place and factors to how he ended up with that sentence and why he shouldn't have that sentence. So it's like just being an advocate like that and being able to also understand the process of how advocacy works and
Mhm.
how we can actually make change. The fact that like a year ago, I went down to Annapolis with some organizations and we actually got parole and probation fees taken away from Maryland. Did you know people were paying to be in parole and probation? They had to pay a fee. And if they didn't pay a fee, they would go to jail.
Recently found that out, and I think that is wild,
Yeah. If you ain't got no money, you're going back to jail, bro.
as if it's not even so easy for them to get work when, like, you're already compromised.
Get work, I can't even get an ID. I just came home.
Mhm.
Before I left, I had tickets out the yin yang. I can't even get a license. So, there are other barriers and there are other things that makes that gives me passion and fuel to just make some change. But I just don't beat on my chest about it when it comes to like my content because I'm just one of the people that I'd rather just do the work, and don't have to really be
Mhm.
shown all the time because I advocate in other ways and encourage people to help with other ways. So that's a piece of me that I kind of keep to myself.
I don't want you to keep it to yourself. You know, that it's so many strong things about you, let me just say, because I know that I have said that more times than once already
I appreciate it.
on this podcast. But I think that how you advocate and how you talk, how I've personally witnessed you speak life and vision over boys. I know that you have been there as an advocate, but also as a person that is in their community through with your son. But I have seen you speak life into kids. So I don't think like why the question is why are you so humble about that?
I don't know. I don't know. I just honestly that's probably one question I don't have an answer to. I just don't. I don't know.
You just do it. You just serve. Okay. Tell me about how you be serving these looks at these events. You are a fashion
Child,
girly.
listen, I appreciate it, but girl, it's a struggle like everybody else. Girl, I got no leggings underneath this dress right underneath here right now, sitting underneath this. Look, party at
Mhm.
the top, pajama pants at the bottom. But I appreciate that. I feel like it's because it's like a lot of us. I struggle with my looks for so long. I think it was once I stopped caring as much what people thought and just kind of played around in my closet. It's really playing dress up. It's me tapping
Mhm.
into my like inner childhood. I feel like experiences and realizing that I can express myself in so many ways. Like when I was younger and I first got to be 18 and I wanted to rebel a little bit, I got tattoos. You can't really see them because they are very inconspicuous, but I have like 7 tattoos. And, I was like, yeah, I can express myself in all these things. And then I realized like I can express myself in other ways. I can decorate my house. I don't have to decorate my body. I can decorate my clothes. I can dress up. I can be a different person every time I put something on because I can feel different. And I think it's a lot to do with like my legacy. I keep a lot of special nouns around me. I like to say like my vintage nouns, which is people, places, and things. I just have a love for, and I have a love for old people. Old people give you
Yes,
good
you do.
stuff. And
They do.
old people give you good stories when they're giving you good stuff. And now I got something that's unique to me and nobody else has, and it has a story with it. So I think clothes for me is more than just like a piece of fabric. It really weaves like storytelling. So yeah. Did I
It
answer your
does.
question? Look, I'm like, did that answer your question?
It does answer the question. Next question is how would you call your style?
I would say my style is bold, but I guess like feminine. I definitely would like to say I'm like it's very feminine, it's very bold, it's very like highs and lows, like I like to switch it up a lot. I like to wear a lot of streetwear. I like to wear a lot of vintage pieces and I like to wear a lot of like highs and lows. Like I'll wear like a oversized, which I think I'm gonna put on actually now oversized. My great grandfather, I think I'm gonna put my great grandfather's coat on today. And it's an oversized flight jacket. And I'm gonna probably put on some shorts, probably put on some boots that come up to the knees so I ain't too cold. Maybe put on
Mhm.
a turtleneck. I don't really know what the top part gonna give just yet, but I like the
In your content, you encourage women to take on hand-me-downs. What do you call it?
hand-me-down hoes, yes. So I'll do anything for a good hand-me-down. I won't really, but it really tells you like you should, I think, be more intentional about how you get your clothes too. Because like I said, it's one person's story and now it's your story now. And I've taken a lot of the things. I've been afforded the opportunity also that I've inherited my great grandparents' home. Now, it ain't scot free or nothing like that, but I do have the property and I've had a lot of their clothes too. So, like, I've taken advantage and I encourage people to like spend time with your great grandparents. Or if you got somebody old in your family, take some of their things. It's a good way to pay homage to your heritage. So,
That's true.
I tell people to just grab something old, somebody's old hand me down is your new treasure. And you can teach somebody they can rock something, a little differently.
That's true. I am sad that I did not respect the fact that I had my grandfather's army jacket for the
Hmm.
longest time. But that was before army fatigues came back in style. So I didn't know. I
It's
was just a
always been
child.
a style. That's a staple. That's a staple. Did
You
it
think
say
so?
Nelson on it too?
My mother's side, my maternal side, so
Okay.
it's a farmer.
Still.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
It's all
I know.
good. But you can
Yeah.
maybe replicate it. It still can give you like an idea. That doesn't mean you can't go find one in a thrift shop and then just go put farmer on it. It still get a sentimental feeling. It's like you want to feel, in my opinion, I want to feel something when I put on my clothes, and it's not just good for me. That thing about it is not, I don't want anything to ever be just for me. Like
Mhm.
when I wear somebody else things, I be proud to be like, oh, my cousin gave me this. Oh, my, because then now it speaks to her taste. Now it speaks to
Right.
she's not selfish. That you know what I mean? Like I like that fluidity of it.
Yeah, that's true. I still tend to take my mother's jewelry. She doesn't like that, but I still take I definitely still take it. Well, I have worn some things that she has given me, but yeah, the older generation, not the old people, but the older generation, they
Oh, I
definitely
call them old
wears that.
people. I tell them to they face their old people. Sometimes I say season if I'm in a good mood. Season. If
See,
I'm in a good mood, season. Because I call my old people and be like,
right.
old people, y'all okay? And the only reason why they let me get away with it is because I'm one of the only people that calls them, period. So I can call them old people.
Ah, that's true. That's true. Well, hey, you're right. But yeah, no, I like that. I like the hand me downs. I like that you are giving people the opportunity to even see that no, you can reinvigorate the clothes. And you know what? Fast fashion has been too fast, if you ask me. So like we need the older clothes, one, have higher quality to it, their sense of style can be timeless. And the contemporary fashions that we have right now, it's just like it's gone one day and into the next. I think that in my old age, I've chosen not to even try to keep up with it. And I feel like now I am kind of developing more of a style of my own. It is
Mhm.
still graphic tees, as you can see, but that
But
is the
again,
look.
staple. Everybody loves the graffiti. It's never gonna go out of style though. Like you can do so much with it and need versatile pieces at this point. But what I will say, piggybacking off what you said, now we also got the caveat of one thing about fashion, it repeats itself. You notice shoulder pads is coming back out?
Yes, I
Shoulder
have noticed
pads is
this is
coming back.
crazy.
More structured. I feel like ever since the Met Gala, was the dandyism? When
Dandyism.
dandyism, the more structured tailored look has been all season since then. And I'm
Uh-huh.
like noticing it, and I'm just like, but if people would have kept a couple of old pieces, like I could go right across the closet right now and pick out my great grandmother's blazer and show you, like, it's that thing is structured. You
Uh-huh.
might wear that today. I don't know. But it's structured, so like I think that, You know what? I actually really might win it today. I'm sorry, ADHD moment. But
Well, where are you going with all these looks? Now, you are known to be a woman about the town. Tell the people where you like to go.
I am a woman that is in an era of sharing experiences, and I want to go to new experiences. I'm just in the era of I'm about to enter my year of 35. I no longer care about what I thought I knew about life. I feel like I need to now experience so many new things that makes me reaffirm the things that I like. I don't like my boundaries, me. And so I feel like with me sharing these experiences, why not just bring somebody else along? Let's go somewhere we ain't never been before. It's not just about eating and drinking. It really isn't. It's about just the experience of it. So my content is about sharing hidden gems in Baltimore, whether that's somewhere to eat or there's some type of experience or activity. But more importantly, I'm taking a journalistic approach to my content now because I really want to speak to brands and their stories of why they're doing these things. Like I have a restaurant, I'm not gonna tell the name just yet, but they have because we're working something out right now. But
Right.
their story about why they started their restaurant and how it's named after a bridge that separates the tectonic plates, which was all the continents at some point touching each other. And
Mhm.
so his idea is that you can come in here and come into his restaurant, and whether you have a passport or not, you now get to experience cuisine from every part of the world right here in Baltimore. So it's like,
Like
yeah,
that.
I can come and be like, oh, boo, look, cute little drink, cute little eat. But I'm like, but that's cool. Like, that's
Yeah.
cool if that's the reason why you're doing it. You're not thinking about just yourself. And because I'm no longer thinking about myself or my experiences, I want to be able to share those things. Also, so because in this economy, I feel like you need to be a lot more intentional about how you're spending your money. So I think you
Yes.
should know who you're spending your money with. I want to know are someone that's doing this from a family business, or maybe you're an immigrant that came here from some time ago and you have had your family's recipes here, or maybe you are a mom and you decided that you were going to go hard with your business. I don't know, but I want to hear your story so I can share your story, your why. Like hearing people like Miss Natasha, and that's a long name.
Go ahead and say it. Homemade.
Be more right. I
Thank
hope
you.
I didn't butcher it, but it was really long. But
Mhm.
nonetheless, she's like somebody's nana, and she used to own a daycare center, and she used to make this brittle, and it sold really well. So then she decided to own a restaurant, but then things got crazy when it came to overhead, and she's about to lose the restaurant. And we go in there, we just want to taste the food because I'm just getting content. And she tells us the story. She's like, I think I'm gonna lose the place, and I'm just like, oh my god, how can we help? I know this putting this out could gravitate people to come, but I feel like we should be doing more as content creators, not just doing one offs when we go into these places. How do we really invest our time so that these brands know that we're invested in them and it's a community, not just for a dollar? How can we help them help us? So what we did was we did the reel, and then we decided, hey, Miss Natasha, you got a really good, the food that you gave us was really great. Do you do this on Sunday? She's like, no, I'm closed on Sundays. I'm like, well, maybe we're missing out on some money, on Sundays. So we gave a brunch. And at the brunch, the majority that we didn't charge anything over what she would typically, I'm sorry, we didn't profit any more money than she would have charged. We charged the same price that she would always charge for it. But now we were able to guarantee her that price times 30 people easily on a day that she would have been closed.
Love that.
That helped with some of her bills, but now they also gravitated more awareness to what was going on. And then another organization came and they called the mob, and they came and they mobbed her, and now they were able to cover all her overhead expenses. So it's like building community with content beyond just sharing experiences is sharing these stories of these brands and why we should
I
support.
love that. And it also highlights, yeah, because you're showcasing the business, you're bringing them business. Let's start with that. Like, so it's like you're actually bringing them business. You're putting money in their pocket. People get to experience it for themselves. You're lending your own credibility to these places, to these businesses, and to these brands. That is a part of the scope of what it means to be an influencer and a content creator. So you have been a host for your events and other people's events. Tell us about what a host and an MC. Would you say there's a difference?
Hostess isn't the mostest. No, I would say they're kind of one and the same. It's just that sometimes I also have my event planner hat on with it. Depends on what the event is. Someone can book me for usually 4 hours for me to host the event. That allows them to sit back, relax, and watch the show themselves. A lot of people have social anxiety. Some people just aren't in a place where they want to be the one talking. Some people just don't feel like it. And you should be able to hire a professional to be able to speak to any kind of audience and make it very engaging. And I customize it, right? Like I make sure we have like customized games if we needed to. Like hosted a Sweet 16. Well, I guess it wouldn't be Sweet 16. It was a guy. It was Rock Nation, right? So, young man, Dallas turned 16, and Dallas is a filmmaker from Baltimore School of the Arts. So a lot of his friends are in the art craft. Mom planned the party, and I just helped with activities. We came up with like doing a rap battle because a lot of his friends were artists, right? And like it was the kids got a cash prize. The DJ even counted the cash prize, like, and they got them engaged. So I make sure that it's a customized experience when it does that. And then I have my own events. But those are like starting to be more intimate. Just select ladies. They're most ladies events. We just did the cocktail making class for girlfriends giving. That was really successful. People were able to like share a lot of things that they need to be shedding right now and be thankful to be shedding. And we made some cocktails. So I'm getting into I'm hoping next year I could be having like an event bi-month.
Like, that's a good time frame. Yeah. Not too
Yeah.
much. Yeah. Get people together. What is that? Bi-monthly? Yeah, like every 45 days or so.
Yeah, something like that. Like every other month have something. It's just like me walking more into like a consultant space this
Mhm.
season. I'll be taking on more consultant clients, really like bridge that gap, more professional development clients. Some people just need some stuff on their back end to be solidified. So I've been working with a lot of like people behind closed doors right now to do those things. So I'm still doing content creation, still doing creative directing. It's just all still aligned and still with just like storytelling for brands,
Mhm.
mine and others. Yep.
Yeah. So strategy work is what you have been doing behind the scenes.
Shanade the strategist. That sounds kind of good.
I think that sounds great. I think that you should I want to see that in the next email.
I'm considering changing the name, but I haven't decided on it yet.
No, Andwell Coordination actually is an excellent name. I definitely do love it. So you might not have to change a thing. But yeah, I do. You have a strategic mind. That is what I have noticed about you. Yeah, it absolutely works. You talked about events, the type of events that you want to have moving in the future. Do you just only want to do women's events, or
As of
is
now,
there
I do. I think that that's
Mhm.
a big part of my audience and my support. I think in the future we may be able to do couples, but right now, that's my main focus. I feel like women need to pour into themselves right now. So I'm trying to have a gala size event.
Mhm.
But it will be hoe and tell, and you'll be able to bring your hand-me-down hoe pieces that you would have to submit to me prior for me to approve them. I will give you a tag, and you will be able to basically select from the same category as your tag that you brought in. There'll be racks of like different sizes. And I think we'll have like some special surprises. I'm feeling like butler hors d'oeuvres. I guess what people would consider a swap meet, but I don't like swap meets and I don't like flea market. Like I don't
Mhm.
like that. I like those. The little bougie. Just a little bougie. I want to be a little bougie. I'll be worth it. I'm thinking live music and a DJ.
Mhm.
A little bit of everything. I'm thinking speakeasy style. You might need a secret password or something to get in. So we'll see.
Okay. Well, thank you. I know you have to go, so we're gonna cut
Yes.
this a little bit short. Tell the people where can we find Sinead?
You can find me at Instagram at Andwell Coordination. I am also on Threads. That's where I talk a little bit more of my deep thoughts. And I think I'm about to get back into poetry a little bit and sharing that only on Threads. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what we're hitting over there. And then on TikTok, I'm what she wore. That's WHTSHEWOR.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Sinead. I'll be talking to you soon because we talk all the time. All right. Thank you.